Hi, good morning. This is Natalie with Imago Day Yoga, here to bring you another beginner series. We have focused first on building up that basic yoga foundation, and then last month we worked on figuring out how to practice balancing. And now this month we're going to focus on like the forward folds, the downward dogs, and even building up into some maybe more difficult. We'll call it difficult. More challenging. How about that? More challenging inversions where we're having our head either below our heart or feet above the heart, whatever. But today we're going to keep it real easy. It's going to be super easy. We're going to focus on just how to be inverted safely and how to come out of an inversion if it's just not feeling right. Because even if you practice all the time, sometimes you'll just have those days where your body is just not having it. You are changing kind of the direction or how the blood pumps through the body. So, like when your head below your heart, instead of it trying to pump up into your head, it's suddenly just like flowing into your head. And that's why you get lightheaded and red faced. And sometimes it takes a lot of practice for your body to get used to that. So we're going to practice just a lot of stuff that we already know, but more intentional on how to come out, how to survive being upside down. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with first a nice warm up. So go ahead and take a seat on the mat. Closing down the eyes. Roll the shoulders down and back. Big inhale in and exhale it out. Do it again one more time. Big breath. And release. And we'll take our arms up. Get a nice big stretch. And stretch it out to one side. Lift up through the side of the body, reaching up the right arm to the corner of the room. Other arm is down. And then come back up to center. Touch those palms overhead. Go the other way. Reach it up to the corner. Nice big stretch. And then bring it back up to center. Fold it over the legs. Take a breath. Then inhale it up. You're going to switch the cross of the legs. Shut down the eyes again. Just take a big inhale, slow and steady. And then exhale it out. Maybe push out more air than you thought you took in. One more time. Big breath. Release. And inhale, arms back up. And this time we're going to twist. So take your right arm to left knee and look over the left shoulder just for a quick twist. Then inhale it back to center, lifting up, nice big stretch other way. Right arm or left arm to right knee, looking over the right shoulder. Then inhale it back up to center, nice big stretch. Exhale, fold it forward. Take a breath. Then let's go ahead and get into tabletop to just roll through a couple cat and cows to warm up the spine. Take care of my mat here, my mic here. So hands are directly under shoulders, knees are directly under hips. When you inhale, you're going to drop that stomach, lift that chest, and look up. And as you exhale, arch the back, pulling the pelvis in, looking back towards your thighs, getting a nice stretch. One more of those. Big inhale, drop the stomach, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, arch the back, looking back. And then relax into a neutral spine. We'll roll back into a child's pose, big toes together, knees wide. Body sinks down. Try to get the hips toward the heels as best as you can. And breathe. Take deep breaths. Try to feel the stomach and lower back expand while you're in this pose. One more big breath. And slowly come up, and you're going to come into a straight arm plank. It's okay if you stay on your knees, if that's easier. Otherwise, try to come forward into a straight arm plank. And then push those hips up and back for downward facing dog. Hips going up and high, chest trying to reach back for the thighs. Neck is loose, check in on it. And be gentle on the hamstrings, maybe bend the knees a little bit. That helps. And then you can slowly straighten and bend them again. Maybe walk the dog, bending one knee and then the other. Just keep breathing. Nice big inhale, exhale breaths. And then start to bend the knees. Look forward, step forward into your forward fold. Inhale it up halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, raise it up. Nice big stretch, palms together and down to heart center. Start to ground down deeply into that mat. big inhale and exhale. One more time, check in on the shoulders. Relax them down, big breath, lifting up through the entire body as you inhale and pressing down as you exhale. All right, I'm gonna walk us through some safety for our forward folds and other inversions. We've already been practicing it. I'm just gonna point out what it is so that as we progress into different inversions, you're going to know how to get out of one if it doesn't feel right. So first off, go ahead and take that stretch and we're gonna come down into our forward fold. Again, making sure the knees are bent and our stomach is connecting to the thighs. Once you come down, there's one major safety thing you want to check out. A lot of times when people first do their forward folds, they keep their neck up. So you might feel tension in the neck. Maybe you're looking at your mat. You're not really noticing your toes. You want to look back. Maybe you see your toes. Look more. You want to look at your knees. You want this neck relaxed. You don't want strain on this neck. Go ahead and come up halfway. Relieve that blood pressure. All right, bring it back down. The reason our body wants to keep our neck up like this is because it's a safety. Our brain is like, okay, we can't see anything. We're like in a vulnerable position. We got to keep our head up. That's just a natural instinct thing to do. Go ahead and come up halfway again. We'll pause here in this half lift. All right, go ahead and bring it back down again. And see how you're feeling about the neck. Is it still wanting to come up? Try to relax it down. The more you practice inversions, the more you will feel secure in your pose. Inhale it up halfway again. Exhale it back down. Pausing here. You might be feeling more blood flow through the head. What you need to do for that is come up for that half lift. Notice how we're only coming up halfway to equalize the blood pressure. We're not coming all the way up into a stand right away. We always come into this half lift, and that is for a gentle equalizer. Because otherwise, if we come straight up, what happens? You get dizzy, you might fall over. It's dangerous. So you come up slowly halfway. Now you can come up the whole way. Coming up slowly, you just got to take your time and go very slow. Give the blood time to go where it needs to go. And you want to do it with an inhale. Whenever you're coming up, you're breathing in. Find that mountain pose. Let's be upright for a second, all right? Relax those shoulders again. Keep the arms down by the side. Take a big breath in your mountain. Exhale, press it down. Let's change up our stance a little bit just so we can get another stretch with our inversion. Take the feet out to the corners of the mat, nice and wide. We're going to take the inhale up again. And exhale, fold it forward. Again, a little bend in the knees is good because you're getting a nice protection on the back joints, all the vertebrae down there, the hips and everything. You want a gentle stretch, also the hamstrings. Watch out for that. All right, inhale it up a little bit halfway so we can get that blood pressure equalized again without going all the way up. And then come down again. Check in on the neck. How are you feeling? The more you're able to be upside down, the braver you're going to get in yoga. Isn't that nice? So keep breathing. And this bravery is almost subconscious. Like you can go ahead and come up halfway. I did it on my own. Please come up with me and then let it back down. This bravery that you're building is subconscious because it's the natural instinct again of the body to try to stay up and stay aware, but you're trying to let it be relaxed, be present, you're safe. All right, inhale it up again, halfway. Exhale it down. Inhale, reach it up. Get a nice big stretch. Go ahead and bring those feet back together, palms together and down to heart center. All right, we're going to explore a different inversion now. So big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, take those arms up. Exhale, forward fold it. Plant the hands. Step it briefly into your plank. Again, you can bring it down to the knees. And then you're going to chaturanga, lower down, part way. Inhale it up for an upward facing. And then exhale it back, downward facing. This is also an inversion, our favorite down dog. Kind of a staple of every yoga flow. So here, you also want to check in on the neck. A lot of people want to keep it stiffen up like this as well. You want to be looking back toward the thighs. That's why I emphasize that. It's very important. So now you're just kind of conscious of the reason why you want to keep your neck loose. It's to protect the joints in the neck, all the little muscle, the little bones in there. from getting too strained from all of this work of keeping the neck stiff. You want to let it go. And also to work on that subconscious bravery. Now, if the blood flow is getting too much, guess what you can do to come out of this gently? Just drop down to the knees. That lowers the heart to be about equal with the head. You can come into tabletop. Nice and easy. We'll take a few breaths in tabletop, letting the blood gently come out of the face, out of the head. And then we can try to go back into our down dog again. Bringing the hips up and high, head down low, neck loose, looking back. Take a few more breaths. We won't be here much longer. Just take a couple more. We're going to practice that one more time, just gently equalizing the blood pressure. This is if the yoga teacher leaves you in your pose too long for you. You can just come down to your knees, shift forward into a tabletop, and just be here for a second, letting the blood flow calm itself down. And then when you're ready, pushing it back into your down dog. We'll take just a couple more breaths, big inhales, and release. The breathing does help, so always try to breathe. Take another big inhale. Let it go. Then start to bend those knees, look forward, step forward into your forward fold, and come up for that half lift as you do. So come up halfway. Exhale it down. Then inhale, reach it up. Nice big stretch. Palms together and down to heart center. All right, so the main inversions that we all know and love, we now know safety, right? So there's some more inversions that are probably a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about the blood rushing to your head. And those are the ones that we do when we're on our back with the feet up. So we're going to do that here in just a second. Actually, let me see how much time. Yeah, let's go through one more flow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold it forward, plant those hands, step it into your plank. Lower it down, chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. And then exhale it back, downward facing. Let's try to hold this for a few breaths. And then on your own, practice coming down to your knees if it's too long for you. Pay attention to your body. Don't try to overdo it. Letting all the blood rush to your head is not good over time. So you can come off the down dog by coming to the knees. But try, if you can, if it's not too much, stay up and practice, because the more you do inversions, the easier they will become. So keep breathing. We're going to hang out here in this down dog for a few more breaths. Remember to check in on the neck, that it is loose, looking back to the thighs. Feeling that lift up and back, check in on the stance. Fingers are spread wide, pressing evenly into the mat in both palms. Take 2 more big breaths on your own. We're almost there. One more breath. All right, go ahead and start to bend those knees. Look forward, step forward into your forward fold. Come up halfway. Exhale it down. Then inhale, reach it up. Get your stretch. Palms together, down to heart center. Feel that lift through the entire body. We'll stay upright for a little bit. So big inhale. Exhale, press down into the mat. Do that again, big breath. Exhale, release. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And inhale, arms up. We'll do one chair, so just bend the knees, keep the chest lifted. As you squat down, keep the tailbone kind of tucked, don't push the booty out too far, kind of keep it tucked in. Just a couple breaths, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time, big breath. All right, pull it up, push those hips out, lift the chest back, bend. We're going forward again. So come down. If you want to take your stance a little wide, you can. And this time when we're down here, we're going to keep ourselves low in the forward fold and walk the hands over to one side for a little twist. Pause. All right, come back to center. Go the other way. All right, bring it back to center. Come up halfway, pause in the half lift. And then let it go, coming back down. Raise it all the way up, stretch it up. Palms together, down to heart center. All right, we're going to start coming down to the mat. But first, one more big breath in mountain. Straighten it all out. Breathe it out. All right, one more big inhale and start to sink down to toe stand if you can. Just bending the knees, trying to sink the hips toward the heels. If you don't get this, that's okay. Our goal is to come down to the mat. So as long as you get there, that's great. All right, go ahead and come all the way down. Having a seat, putting the feet together. Inhale, straighten the back. Exhale, fold it forward. Breathe. All right, doing good. Take one more breath. And inhale, bring the body up. Push the knees together and then let them fall out in front of you, the feet. You might want to adjust so that you're on the top of your sits bones. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. You can bend these knees. Remember, keep this stretch very gentle. You never want to overdo it. That does not help you. So make sure it's a gentle stretch every time. Big breath into the legs. Feel the airflow going deep into the body. Let it go. All right, inhale it up. Now we're going to start to lower down to the mat. So take those arms out in front of you and slowly start to lay down, getting a nice little core activation as we go. Someday we'll add more core work, but not today. Bring it all the way down. Lift those arms overhead. Nice big stretch. And relax into the mat. Start to bend the knees up into the chest. And guess what? You're already in an inversion. The legs are above the heart. Like I said, a lot easier, right? So this is also still very good for you. Again, changing the way the blood flows through the body. So instead of the blood like kind of water falling down into the feet, now it's having to pump up while water falling back down. So just kind of changing how the gravity works on the blood flow. So go ahead and straighten those legs. Feel the energy flowing up through the legs, pushing energy out through the feet in our waterfall pose. So we're going to hold this for a second. Now this does kind of do a little bit of core activation, but you should feel a lot in your legs. Keep breathing. An easy way to do this, actually, go ahead and bend the knees back into chest, relax. An easy way to do this pose would be to sit up all the way against a wall and put the legs up the wall. You can also call this legs up the wall for that variation. And it's very good for you. So if you want to do an easy inversion that feels nice, I recommend that one. All right, do it again. Bring those feet up into the air. Flex those feet. We're going to hold this waterfall just a few more moments. Keep breathing. If it's too much, of course, just bend the knees to relax. But try to feel that energy flow going up through the legs. One more big breath. All right, go ahead and bend those knees in. And we're going to do happy baby. So you're going to grab the outside edges of the feet and bring the feet up. This is still an inversion. And you can rock side to side, massaging the spine if you want. Feel the stretch on the legs and the hips. Keep breathing. Couple more breaths. All right, relax. Go ahead and plant both feet on the ground. And we're going to do reverse pigeon. So bring up the right leg first and cross it over the left knee. And then you're going to pull up the left leg if you want more of a stretch. If this is already a nice, good stretch, you can stay right here. Otherwise, pick that left leg up. Getting a little more stretch, you can grab onto that leg if that makes it easier. And just feel the stretch on that leg. We'll hold this for a few moments. This is also an inversion. I'm sure you can guess it by now, but I'm still going to point it out today. All of the inversions we've been doing this whole time, and now you can do them with purpose. So keep breathing into the stretch. Couple more breaths. All right, go ahead and release both feet to the ground, planting the soles on the ground. And then we'll take the next leg up and cross that ankle over the knee. And again, if this is enough already, an intense stretch, stay right here. Otherwise, pick your right leg up, intensifying the stretch. And each side's going to be a little bit different, so pay attention. Like this side is not as flexible for me. And just breathe into the stretch. Make sure it's still not too much. You still want to be gentle. And keep breathing. Few more breaths. All right, go ahead and start to relax it down, planting both feet again on the mat. You can bend both knees up into the chest and hug them in nice and tight. We'll pause here for a second. You can rock side to side again on the spine if that feels good. Otherwise, just stay still. Try to hug those knees in as tight as you can, though. And then maybe take a deep inhale and exhale, forehead to knee, if that feels okay. Bring it as close to the knee as possible. And then let the head relax back down on the mat. And guess what? We're going to kick the feet up into the air again for a waterfall. This is a great one. So feel that energy flow up into the feet. We'll just take a couple breaths. Again, you can always bend the knees back into chest if the waterfall is too much. One more big breath. All right, start to bend the knees into the chest again. Plant the soles of the feet onto the mat. And there is a really fun inversion called wheel. I love that one, but it is scary to get up into. But to practice it, you can simply start with bridge. So bring those feet in close to the body. You can kind of maybe touch your heels with the tips of your fingers, and you're going to push your hips up. So this is already working up into an inversion. Anywhere where the body is not normally where it would be, not flat on the ground or standing straight up or sitting up, it's still considered an inversion. You're still working that like the blood flow differently, which is nice. So keep those hips lifted, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lifting that chest. If ever this is too much, just bring yourself back down. That's totally fine. Keep breathing. Couple more breaths. Slow and steady. All right, go ahead and let that down. We'll do one more of those, but for now, bend the knees back up into chest first and let the back relax. Remember, squeeze them in nice and tight. Keep breathing. You can rock side to side. Even take another waterfall if you really want to. I won't make you though. Just keep breathing. All right, slowly start to bring those feet back down to the mat, planting them firmly. Make sure they're nice and close to the body. And then when you're ready, lift those hips up, lift the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together. We're going to hold it for a few breaths again. Again, always coming out of it if it's too long for you. Respect your body, respect what you're able to do. If you happen to already have wheel in your practice, we'll be practicing that, practicing the prep for that here in just a second. Get excited. One more big breath. And slowly lower the hips back down to the mat and bring those knees in. Hug them in tight. Same option. You can just rock side to side or come up into a brief waterfall again. Like I said, this is really healthy for you, but it does take some energy. So do what you can. Keep breathing. All right, go ahead and bend those knees back in. Plant the soles of the feet on the mat. And then the only thing you're going to do, first check to make sure the feet are nice and close to the body. The only thing you're going to do is take your hands above your head. So take your hands and you're going to have the fingers facing you. Now, if this is too much, maybe you're just touching the mat. That's okay. Maybe you're just touching it with the tips of your fingers, but you want the fingertips pointing towards the body for this prep. So it's kind of a little bit of a twist on the hand. And then push the hips up and squeeze those shoulder blades together. You don't have to lift anything. You don't even have to push into your arms. This might feel kind of scary. This is all you're doing. So again, if that's too much, maybe maybe you just have your arms here and you do nothing else. But try to lift the hips, try to squeeze the shoulder blades together. If you want to, you can even push into the hands like you're thinking about popping up into wheel. If you don't know what wheel is, I'm not going to demo today because I haven't done it in so long. But it's where your whole body just comes up into like a half wheel shape. It feels great once you can do it, but take your time just practicing here. All right, go ahead and lower the hips down. You can bring the hands back down to the side of the body, bend those knees back up into chest, squeeze them in tight. We're almost done. We're about to come into a Shavasana here in just a few more minutes. I want to give y'all some time for your Shavasana today, especially with all the upside down we're doing. Bring those feet up again. Waterfall one last time. Feel that energy flow in. You might even bend one knee in, leaving one leg up, and then maybe trade it out. Just bringing a little bit of movement. You can keep going. Keep breathing. All right, go ahead and start to bend both knees back into your chest. One last big hug in, and then you're going to straighten the legs out one at a time. We're coming down easy into our Shavasana today. So just stretch that leg out. Keep one leg in, hold it in, and then you're going to switch it. Bring that other knee in, push the other one out. Hug just one leg in. All right, now both legs are going out, stretching out tall. Maybe get one more big full body stretch. And then relax into the mat. And shut down the eyes. Might take one more big inhale breath, trying to relax everything. And then start to check in. Any tension in the brow, take it out, let it relax. Your jaw is unclenched. Shoulders are nice and rolled back into the mat. You feel your body getting heavy. The legs and arms with it, relaxing fully into the earth. And then check in on the mind, choosing your focus. The drishti we talked about last month. Focus of peace, of joy, being here in this present moment. And then relax. We'll be here for just a few more moments. So just breathe. Let yourself be. Go ahead and start to deepen those inhale breaths. Move the fingers and toes, maybe circle wrists and ankles up into a full body stretch. And relax back down into the mat. Start to bend the knees up into the chest. And then you can roll over and then up into a seated position, nice and slow. Take your time. And relax in to a seated position. Check in on the shoulders, there's no tension. You can shut down the eyes again. We'll take a few breaths together. Big inhale, breathe in. Exhale, release. Let's do another one. We're going to hold at the top of the breath. So big inhale and hold. 3, 2, 1. Push it out. holding at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Do that again. Slow inhale, holding at the top. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, push out all that air. Hold at the bottom. 3, 2, 1. Then inhale, bring your arms up, palms together, and down to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you've enjoyed practicing inversions safely, and we'll do this again next week. Namaste. All right, thank you again. I forgot to mention at the beginning, if you like my YouTube videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. Until next time, hope you enjoy your day. Bye.